Y'all already know what it is. Salute to all my generals, salute to all my kings, salute to all my lions, salute to all my real men. Let's get it. Lions and men. Kind of picking up from where I left off. I'm in Clinton now. This is the last time, the last story I basically was in Attica. And that rat hunter nigga, Capone popped on me. So now, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, tell you about when I was up in Clinton now. Now when I'm up in Clinton, it was a lot of grimy shit going on in there with the bros. We're gonna touch on that, but I ain't gonna touch on that now. I'm gonna push it a little bit forward. I was already in Clinton for a little, let's say like maybe a year already, or something like that. So this nigga Capone come through. Same Capone that a couple years ago when we was in Attica. So this is like now like four or 5 years ago maybe, because you gotta keep in mind like I was already in 3 different jails. So maybe 3-4 years, something like that. Later, we end up landing up in another spot in Clinton. He coming through. I already been there for a minute now. He come through, and there's word going around that this new rat hunter nigga that got here is not a real rat hunter, right? So at the time, the big homie T45 was still up and jumping, right? Shout out to T45, rest in peace. I believe he was there, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, honestly. But I know that he was in the building at the time, right? So kites was getting sent out to the old man, as they called him. I remember that. They used to always call him the old man. I know that because I was around these niggas. You know shit is real talk. I'm like, I was around these niggas. Like I was around Blackie. I was around all these motherfuckers. I was around a lot of them. So anyway, this nigga Capone come through. And literally, bro, in a nutshell, they was like, nigga, you ain't put no work in. Or maybe he did put work in before, you haven't put no work in recently, or lately. And you running around talking about you rat hunter. So, oh, shout out to Pork Chop. He just popped up in my head. That was another one that was there too. Shout out to Pork Chop. Shout out to rat hunter Pork Chop. Nothing but love for that motherfucker. Anyway, so now Capone is going back and forth with the big homies with the rat hunters. And I suppose he's not really that much of a structure with the rat hunters. It's like lions amongst lions type shit. But you know, I ain't gonna get into a bunch of details that I don't know about. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, we do have motherfuckers that hold status. Like if you in the house, that's your house. So Blackie held status. Blackie was like, yo nigga, I ain't never heard of your gun going off. You gotta put some work in. Capone is offended, like, nigga, what the fuck you talking about? I gotta put work in. Like, he took an offense to it. He was like, basically trying to explain himself. But it was what it was. And he had to put that work in that yard, that day. Ain't no going back to the house. It ain't no nothing. There's somebody out here right now that we got for you. Go put that work in. And to his credit, he put the work in. The funny shit is that when he gets the hammer, they tell the nigga like, yo, listen, the dude is in the shower right now. It's a white boy. But this white boy is like, he's not, I ain't gonna say a famous white boy, but everybody know him in that building. Cause the nigga had mad dope. And he was from Buffalo. And he was from that town around there. He had a bitch from that town over there in Dannemora, New York, and he's from Buffalo. So he an upstate nigga, he got an upstate bitch. We in the other side of the town, we in Clinton, Dannemora. She bringing the bag like every other week. I don't know how she was getting it, how he was doing it, but he's in the same block with me, in A block. going with some other people. So now, this nigga's taking a shower downstairs in the yard, because we had showers in the yard. And he goes down there and he stabs him. I'm laughing, right, because he survived, right? And I know the dude, like literally I know this nigga name. I ain't gonna say his name out of respect, cause I know he's still in jail. He's still in jail. He was never coming home. Unless, like, shit, maybe he is now, who knows, but out of respect, I ain't gonna say his name. So he was one of them funny white boy dudes too. He used to always talk, man, shit, man, loud, man, animated. And when he got stabbed, right, when the nigga Capone and hit him, it almost felt like the white boy knew it was coming, because there was a lot of tension in the yard with this white boy already for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? I guess the rat hunters expected a certain package and they didn't get it. So he knew how these niggas give it up, and he was over here trying to get help from the Kings at one point. That's why I knew a lot of the particulars of this shit. And I'm like, yo, bro, we ain't got it. I can't fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? And basically he owed money, but it wasn't money, he owed dope. He was supposed to produce a certain amount of work, but he was a dope fiend. So he sniffed up a lot of the shit. And when he came out to the yard and blessed him with whatever he blessed him with, it wasn't what they were supposed to get. These niggas don't play with their drugs, twin. Who does? So what happens? He gets hit in the yard. Bah! Yo, this nigga said, ah! And he like jumped on the floor. He was like, ah! And then jumped on the floor. He's on the concrete. Now, this is an outside shower. He's on the floor. And he's like, yo, I'm dying. He's like, I'm dying. Now, I know all of this. Why? Because I was literally right there. Like, the bar is right there, outside next to the shower. And I was by the pull-up bar and the dip bar. I already had seen Capone when he hit the yard. We done nodded to each other. It was a quick 2 minute, not even 2 minute convo. Yo, what up, girl? You good, bro? Where you coming from? Yeah, I'm out here. Yo, get at me. You know what I'm saying? Holla, take care of what you gotta take care of. And he's like, yeah, I got some shit I gotta take care of with my bros. And he goes and handles his business. And you know, like I gotta salute Capone. Like, look, he ain't stab him, like he ain't hit him, ha 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 ha. But he hit him. He hit him. And like when he hit, fuck, I'm gonna say his nigga name. Nigga name is Angel. He hit the nigga Angel, and Angel flew, right? But it was like, I don't know, it almost looked like a play. You know when you're watching the play and they playing out a scene like a skit? It looked kind of fake, but he did stab him. You see the blood, he stabbed him. But it wasn't as bad as it was. And he's like, yo, I'm dying. He's like, yo, he saw me. He's like, yo, Chulo got the CO. He said, yo, Chulo got the CO. The nigga Capone stabbed him, right? To Capone's credit, it looked like Capone was gonna run down on him again, too. So the nigga Angel started blowing it up, talking about, I'm dying, yo, I'm dying. He's saying this shit loud. And then he sees me, and he starts fucking throwing my name out there. Yo, Chulo, yo, get the CO, yo, Chulo, yo. And then he sees whoever fucking he sees, he's just telling everybody, go get the CO. My nigga. Everybody walking away now. Like, his blood on this shit. This nigga Angel blowing this shit up, man, loud, talking about I'm dying. So motherfuckers is moving. I'm moving away now. I'm like, I'm out of here too. I'm gone. So I dip off, and I start going to whatever court that we had. And when I go to the courts, I mean, everybody's in their courts. The rat hunters in the rat hunter courts, bros. Everybody's along the courts just watching them. You know what I'm saying? And CO start getting hit to it because somebody did end up like saying something. I don't know who. Somebody said something. Somebody said something, right? So the CO's come. They put this thing on a stretcher. They got a stretcher out. He's like, yo, I can't move. This nigga, yo, all this shit was an act. That's why I'm laughing the way I'm laughing, because, yo, the motherfucker went to the infirmary, right? He went to the infirmary, came back, right? They put him on keep lock. I believe. Was it on Keep Lot? I don't know if he came back that same day or the next day. But all I know, it was a superficial wound, bro. The nigga got like this much, like he got stabbed. I can't act like, yo, dang, yo, that's nothing. But he, like the way he was dying, yo, that shit didn't go through no arteries. He had a surface wound. Like that shit went through some tissue, bro. Through some muscle. They ain't hit nothing. So Capone hit him, but he just hit him like, I mean, he just jigged the nigga on some fast shit. And he didn't even give Capone the time to probably put more pain in on him. Because I think Capone probably would have put it on the nigga. But he did so much of a good fucking acting job. He got his Denzel on that one. That motherfucker came back. He was in the motherfucking, he was in Keep Block in his cell when he came back down to A Block. And we like, yo, let me see, because he got a little patch, like, yo, let me see that shit, bro. He took this, I'm like, yo, nigga, that shit look like a fucking scratch. Nigga got like 3 stitches, bro. Yo, yo, son, this is real shit. So Angel was like, yo, I told you he was a funny clown nigga. Curly hair, nigga almost had like one of them S-curl type ass shits for a white boy and shit, one gold tooth. Yo, he was like, he had a little shine on and all that. Oh, I think that was another thing. They was telling them motherfuckers, they was telling nigga Capone to get him for his chain. That ended up being an issue because he didn't yap the nigga for his chain after he stabbed him, because he did have a chain also. So anyway, that nigga Angel was like, man, fuck that shit, man. I wasn't trying to get stabbed again, man. That shit hurt. He said, I threw myself on that motherfucking floor so fast, I knew that motherfucker was coming. See, he was like, he was one of them individuals that was like, I don't know, it's like sometimes you gotta respect people that just stay in their lane. He wasn't trying to be gangster, right? I guess you could say he wasn't gangster. But at the same time, to a certain extent, he was a real dude. I don't even know if that makes sense to y'all. What y'all think, Swin? Because I mean to say that like this. He knew he wasn't trying to go gun to gun with this nigga Capone or any of these rat hunter niggas. He wasn't that type of dude. He will get it popping with somebody, but like getting it popping with somebody that's known, somebody that's like affiliated, wasn't something that he was going to try to really get into. You know what I mean? Because he knew that we was everywhere. A lot of people, some people didn't give a fuck. He didn't. I just felt like he acknowledged his bitch ways and his real ways at the same time. Because that was some bitch shit that he did. I can never say that was some real shit that he did. That was some bitch shit that he did, but that was who he's over here. He's doing, and this nigga is doing life in jail. Matt, think about that too. And he had in a lot of time at that time, or more than me. I believe at that time, all these motherfuckers already had like 15, 20 years in, except for that dude Capone. Which is why they were saying that he had to put work in, because I think the nigga Capone, he was like a parole violator or some shit like that. This, that, and third. But anyway, I just wanted to, know what I mean, touch up on that. And the crazy shit is, it leads into when we in A Block, now we on lockdown. And this nigga Angel, he's the dope man. He did the plug, one of the plugs. He's about to get the fuck up out of here. He can't stay in jail no more. Like, he got stabbed. Even though it was a superficial wound, they gonna make his ass kick rocks. It's affecting other things that was happening in that house, which lead into this nigga Billy. So Billy's from LES. Billy is like this with Blue Boy, according to Billy. So Billy, they both from LES, and they both been locked up forever. Billy, according to my knowledge, is still locked up right now also. He was doing like, they snatched him up with them RICO law charges and murders that was happening in LES. He was on Dawn Diva magazine, bald-headed motherfucker, and real light skin, light eyes, her particular ass nigga. Like, he be talking, man, he be like, yo, listen, man, let me tell you something right now. Yo, he talks, man, like with a whisperish voice, official dude, crazy dude. He was a whole bag of stuff, man. But it leads into him getting into some whole crazy shit, and he is a known legend in LES. And I never knew that shit, but he was like a known legend. And it leads into a whole situation with him. I know y'all heard about Boxing Ball, but there's somebody else through the state that's known, and his name is Boxing Sharif, AKA the Boxing Op, because he Muslim. tall, 6'2", official. We was all in A block together. Let's get it. I'm gonna give y'all that one on the next. Lions and Men. 1.